Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jonathan, and welcome back to Money Talks, where we want to offer you financial information and meet you where you are so that you're able to build your path to financial independence and you have the tools and information you need. If this is your first time joining me on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, share the video, like the video. It really helps me out on the channel and lets YouTube know that this information should be shared with more people. So guys, one of the things I always talk about if you're in my Money Talks Facebook group is for your foundation of investing, when you're first getting started in investing, I suggest what I use is the Total Stock Market Index Fund. I really enjoy this fund and it's really done a lot of benefits for me. So in this video, we're going to talk about the 4 big things I think are the benefits for using the Total Stock Market Fund, Index Fund specifically. First, the goal of this fund is that for that person, if you're looking at, hey, how do I get something that really kind of encompasses the whole stock market? This is the fund you want to look at, the Total Stock Market Index Fund. It has different symbols when you go to different investment firms. But if you type in the Total Stock Market Index Fund, you will be able to see all the stocks that's in there. The stocks are typically, you'll see the Apples, the Tesla, Berkshire Hathaway, Zoom, all Facebook, all the different things, Samsung, all the different businesses that you probably use on a daily basis. But the whole point of this is so that once you have a good selection and you have something that mirrors the stock market, and if you personally understand, hey, the stock market always goes up, I would like a little piece of kind of all that action that goes into it. This is the fund that you want to gear yourself towards. The next thing you want to think about is this is the next benefit is when you think about passive investing. This is the first passive investment vehicle that most people use, or I would say that a lot of people use. So if you're new to investing or you're just getting started, this can be a great avenue to get your exposure and get your tangible learning experience going. The reason why is because you're exposed to so much in this different fund. So it's important that you look at things like, okay, all I got to do is buy. I don't have to manage. I don't have to rebalance. If stocks are no longer useful for this, there's somebody else handling that information. All I have to do is buy. The good thing about it being an index fund is because you can buy at any amount. And that's one of the things that I think makes another benefit. So we're on number 3 now. So we got 4 big benefits of using this fund. Number 3, that you can buy at any amount. So that makes it very simple, just like people take to the Cash App, just like people take to Robinhood. The ability to purchase at any amount keeps you in the game. And when you're trying to build the savings habit, and when you're trying to grow your portfolio, the most important thing that factors into your success as an investor is your savings rate. Not how much you're putting in, but how often you're putting it in. So it's important that you have something that you don't have to sit there and be like, oh, I don't have enough to get it. You can get it at any amount. So when I started, sometimes you could see transactions for $25.50 or at $1,500, $2,000. So I was all across the board because in my mind, as soon as I had money to invest, I was getting it in as quick as possible. And that's what's most important. The other big thing about it being more of a passive, just to go back to a previous point about being a passive, when I set this fund up and when I use it for not only my daughter, my wife, myself, I was looking at, okay, I need something that I can totally rely on to allow me to go focus on generating more income activity. So my goal was to have the investment, be invested. I understood the importance, but I wanted to be able to focus on family, and I want to be more focused on generating income to put into the investment, not managing the investment. So this is, again, for that beginner, for that you're really just trying to get exposure and experience, but not get your confidence defeated by the stock market. So really think about that. The another point of this is your low to no barrier to entry. Again, with not being able to with being able to buy at any amount, that's what's gonna be the biggest piece and the biggest opportunity for you. But the next point, is number 4, the low to no fee. So a lot of these funds have 0 to no fees, and it's important because those fees can interrupt you have to factor that in when you think about how much money you're gaining. So if you're paying 2% in fees and your performance was 16%, you really only netted a 14% gain. Still a great gain, but it's just a point. That's money you could have lost. Well, what if you have no fees and this fund that you're in and this investment is still netting a 16% gain? Well, you got just that much more money. Not necessarily, again, important, but it's a factor to consider, because if you're paying so much in fees, it doesn't even make it worth the gain. So what can you expect out of this total stock market? Well, in general, the stock market has returned on average 10 to 12%. But this particular fund, just in the last year, or if you're looking at year to date, I know for me, it's about 27%. Last year, it was 32%. So it can really yield you dividends. Now, keep in mind, investments have peaks and valleys. They go up and down. You got bear and bull markets. So it's one of those things of you have to look at the average you're aiming for. But when you think about, okay, how do you get to average? Well, you have to have some 20 and 30 years, because there will be some low years where it's not 20 and 30. And understand that every year isn't going to be great. But when you think about you're not doing anything with your money, as opposed to it's in a savings account, that's where you get the benefit. You're not managing it as closely. That's where you get a benefit. And the thing that you can always depend on is, regardless of what's going on in the world, the stock market always continues to come back. But this fund, because it's about 3,000, 3,500, just like you see the day-to-day swings, you won't see those huge dips as much. You'll see them, but because there's so many stocks and because your money is spread across so much, that slows up the impact that you're seeing. It's important that you understand investing and you start to look at these funds in particular, because ultimately you have to make your personal decision for you and what you think is best for you. I hope this information about the total stock market index fund helps you in your decision making. If so, leave me a comment below if you're investing in this fund or you were thinking about investing in this fund. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.